It seems she's having some sort of issues joining the live.
Okay, Shawa, can you introduce Wondiva as we start? Coach just with
Okay, okay. You are welcome to the Girlversation show, the Girlversation Instagram live from Wondiva Global Community. We are a group of women who have, through years and through different phases of our lives, we have come together to learn from each other and become the better versions of ourselves as we allow God, use us to do his work, and through his work also learn how to be better people. We are live every Saturday from the hours of 5 to 6 p.m., just 1 hour, and then we have various themes for our Saturdays. Today's Saturday is Finance Saturday, we have the Spirituality Saturday, we have the Health and Fitness, we have just amazing things, that we bring to you every week on a weekly basis, just to help you, know how you can make your life better, how you could do things better. And today we're going to be talking about joint accounts, joint wahala. The topic is a very interesting one, and the conversation is too, right? Because one of the building blocks of marriage is where finance comes to play. And then we have seasoned women. We have Kojosi, Josephine, and then we have Zulubim Olubumi. These are people that are in marriage, right? They are married, and then they can, give you their own views from the marriage perspective. And then you have me, who is single, and then I can also give you, my own views, and together we give you a wholesome content as to everything that could probably as everything that could relate with, joint accounts. We'll probably talk about things like, who should why should you have a joint account, is there, what are the problems that could come on from having joint accounts, and so many amazing things that we are going to be talking about. Yeah, so Coach just saying she's the lead host for today's program. We have Shewa, which is myself, and Ulubimi as the co-host. So Coach Josie is having some little issues with her network, and that is the reason why I am the one that is starting out the conversation. And then probably the reason I want to say Ulubimi is because she's also, her camera is not so clear on her end, and then it's not giving her the good network. So that's the reason why it's only my face that is being seen, but Olubumi is being heard too, right? And yeah, just in a very short minute, I'm sure Coach Josephine is going to join us in the conversation. But before she comes along, talking about joint account, talking about money generally, right? It's one of the things that fuel everything that we do in this life, right? There's almost, there's a place for money, right? And even the Bible will tell you that money answers all things. There is so many things that you want to do that you can do with having good relationships with people. But then you also need money to sustain these relationships. And then what should we do with people, or what should we do with money? it's not comparable, honestly. And so we're going to be talking about it in the family setting. What are the things to put in place? Do you believe that it is the man's money? The man's money is our money. The woman's money is my money, right? How should, children learn from parents about finances, about handling money? And then it starts from these little things, right? I've heard from so many amazing people on their different perspectives, and obviously it's not a one size fits all. So it depends on what you say. There are some persons that will tell you that, oh yes, they pull all their incomes into one account, that which is joint accounts, and then they will all spend from there. And then you have some couples that will tell you that, okay, I have my own account, he has his own account, we can use our money for whatever. But then we know that, okay, this is the amount each person is getting, and since each person is getting this amount, so maybe the wife deals with the feeding of the house, feeding and then clothing of the house, that's clothing everybody, general house maintenance, the wife does that, and then the man pays the bigger bills. It could be lights, it could be rent, it could be car, whatever it may be, so just to make it wholesome. And then we have some families that will tell you that, oh, they just wing it, however. But then when they have like a joint project, this could be when they are building a house or they just want to do something substantial, they then have a separate account where both of them were putting their resources into that account towards financing that project that they have as a family. So it depends very basically it depends on how so many families want to do theirs. And then you need to know that when you're talking about money, it should not be a topic where people don't want to discuss about it. People don't want to, share their views, because once it comes to money matters, people just become quiet for some sort of reasons. That some people do, people that are not open to having this kind of conversations. However, it's something that we need to, make a part of our daily lives, because everything we do in this life actually revolves around money in some sort of way. So I don't know if Olubumi has any, contribution while we're waiting for Coach Jose to continue leading us.
Yes, I have a contribution. I remember a saying by one of my church member. He will say that when there is no money, there is no romance.
Okay, yeah, we're learning from the married people, right?
The man will say that if there's no money that you people are spending in your marriage, before you know it, it will be as if you will be struggling even to love your partner. That's just the fact. In relationship.
Money makes things flow. Money makes things easy. It just makes everything soft, Abby.
Exactly. You just be smiling. It's not as if you may not enjoy that money every day, but at least there should be money. You want to
Yeah.
buy something, you should have money. Not that you wake up in the morning, that you are saying, what are we eating today? And your spouse is saying, let's pray. Every day is saying, let's pray. Before you know it, the woman will change it for the man one day. Because there's something that sustain relationship. I know it's love, but in relationship, before you get married, before everyone get married, you will cut. Now during the courtship, you see that the guy will be taking the lady house, even though the guy may not have much. You see him
You still want
surprise
to,
her.
do things to impress and things like that.
Yes, exactly. And what is he using? He's using what? Money.
Money,
So
money,
money is
money.
actually one of the major ingredients in marriage.
Mhm.
So if you don't have money, I'm not saying you have the millions, so at least have something that you are earning as in an income that is coming to you, to your hand, that you can use to feed your family, take care of your home. But if you have nothing, there is nothing coming to you every day. There will be wahala. And now we are even
Mhm.
talking about joint accounts. If you don't have anything coming to you, a woman will not want to even join account to you, because the woman does not want wahala. Because
Hmm.
by the time the woman is joining her money with you, there will be wahala at the end of the
And
month.
then there
At
is
the end
no
of the month,
money coming on from the two people in the
yeah,
marriage.
from the two people in marriage. So there must be money coming from the two places. It may even be the man at first. And let's say, for instance, probably the man lost his job. You
Okay.
know, the woman, most women would still say, oh, okay, my husband has actually been feeding this family, has actually been taking care of me. You know, you'll be empathic enough to even share your own money. But let's say from the beginning, you are not dropping anything. You are just there. A man is just there. It will be difficult for somebody to say, okay, let's put resources together
Okay.
in marriage.
But then I think that comes from, don't you think it comes from a place of understanding? When probably either the man or the woman is not
Working.
working, like you said, for a moment, right? It has to do with understanding your partner's present
Yeah.
circumstances, towards handling the finances and things like that. But then, so how would you then address people that don't even believe in having joint accounts? Because you will hear stories of people that they kept the accounts together, and one day the account was very empty. There was no money in the account. They say what happened, the man or the woman ran away with the money, ran away with everything. How do what are the things that we need to put in place to prevent those kind of occurrences from happening?
For me, I would say number one, know your spouse. If you know that your spouse cannot be trusted, don't trust that person with money. If you know that you can't
Mm-hmm.
trust the person with money, there are some people that you can trust with everything, but you cannot trust them
Yes.
with money. Like now, for
They're
instance, bringing
they're
money
not
to
good
the
about
house
money
for
at
your wife.
all.
Your wife that loves ashwebi or loves fat, loves to buy gold.
Every month, new Ashwebi,
You
every
ashwebi.
party, every
So
Saturday is always one event or the other.
exactly. So somebody like that that is not business minded, not even thinking that let's invest this money. Don't think
Okay.
about joining anything with that person. Spend your money separately. You can bring money together, like at the end of the month you can say, okay, you bring 40%, let me bring 60%. Let's put it together and use it to run the family. Not that putting it in an account, like opening a bank account and saying, oh, let's be spending from this account. If you know that your spouse is a trusted person, that two of you are on the same page, you have the same value of money, you can actually do joint account. That's my own. But if you know
Okay.
that you can't trust that person, that your spouse, even though you're husband and wife, is then to help the other person, because there are some people you need to help them. Don't keep money with them. If you keep money with some people, they will
They will
they will,
spend it.
they will
They will
lambano
spend
it.
it very well.
So I just feel that know your spouse. That's just the one thing, the number one thing. Know who your spouse is. Can you actually keep money? Like for instance, me, it's from my relationship that during courtship that my husband started keeping money with me, and I kept his money. I kept
Hmm.
his money. Just imagine that he kept money with me, and
And
I decided to
you
blow
spend
it
it
off.
anyhow. Hmm.
Yes, money.
So tell me the answer.
And he's saying, give me my money, and I cannot produce the money. I'm very sure that in marriage, you can never keep money with me. So
Of
you can
course.
start testing
And
people from
and I think to an
relationship.
extent, if not, depending on the level of the relationship you have, if it's some people, they might not even want to marry you because they are like, if you are this irresponsible with money, then how would you now be, with other things in the house?
Coach Josie is back. Please, can you still join? I don't know why we are actually having difficulties in accepting an invite. I've been clicking accept.
It's
Okay, sure,
it's
I can go
possible
on.
to be network. Okay, so there's this couple I follow on Instagram, and then they were talking about money matters one day, and then the husband happens to be a spender. Now the husband happens to be a spender, while the wife is very, what she is, I think she is frugal or something, very, not necessarily tight-fisted with money, but then she can account for even the tiniest cent that goes out of their family purse. And then I was wondering, that is for someone who is very good with finance, doing this thing of joint accounts, joint having joint resources being pulled in. How would you navigate when you find out that in their own case now, because they were saying that, the man having to be the head of the house, having to be the provider, but then now turns out that he doesn't really know. He over the years now, they say he has learned how to do it, right? But then at the beginning of their marriage, he wasn't really on track, with proper finances, as opposed to the woman. So how would you say that people, men, or yes, families now should navigate around that area of their life? Because there's some men that, not want to say be in control per se, but then they feel that it is their responsibility to always, be the one that is uh, holding the family accountable and things like that. So now that you now have joint accounts, and it now happens to be that it is the wife now that even knows how to manage resources better, because more than having joint accounts, they need to know how to manage it better. How do you feel that those kind of families should navigate those situations in their life?
Okay, I think I get what you're trying to say. We have men like that actually. Even it happened in the olden days. Men will feel that, oh, I'm the head of this family. Just
Mm.
because I'm the head, I should be the one to share the money, distribute the money. When
Yes,
a woman gets
yes.
her salary, you should submit it to me, and I will be the one to give her whatever she wants.
Yeah,
We've heard stories like
you
that.
have gotten, you have gotten it well.
What did you say?
I said you have gotten it well. You've gotten the
Yes,
explanation perfectly.
we've had a lot of cases like that. That is actually, it's good to be a submissive wife. Men that will collect their wife's salary, and they will be the one to say, okay, this is what you should use to take care of yourself. Even the woman cannot even dress well. The woman is not using that money to probably do self-care, enjoy herself. Somebody that has worked for 30 days, and you are still the one controlling the money. I'm not saying a man should not control the home, the house money, as in their own money, but it should be with wisdom. It should be together, since you both worked for it. It should be the two of you should sit down and say, okay, this is what we are using our money to do. Not that you now be saying, I'm only giving 5 naira out of this 50,000 naira. We have men do that to their women, and that's why nowadays women don't want to submit their money, just because of what has happened in their own family. People actually see these things in their home. They see how maybe their father treated their mom, and they don't want to go that route again. So that's why a woman will collect salary and will not even open up to her husband that this is the amount they are paying me. So I just feel that people like that, not the kind of spouse, even before getting married, these are things that should be discussed before marriage. Discuss if you should have a joint account or separate accounts. Then you can now pull resources together, bring your resources together and all. So that's just my thoughts on that. Shewa, are you still here?
Can you hear me? I'm still here. I didn't go anywhere.
Okay,
I'm
we're
here.
frozen. But did you hear
Okay.
what I said?
Yes, I was hearing everything you were. I was even commenting, but it seems we're not hearing me.
I wasn't though. I wasn't hearing you.
Oh, okay. So, you made a very valid point, and then I was now saying that in buttress to that, as much as they're having the joint account, they should also be the same people that should come together and then say allocate the money that's coming in. So let's imagine that in the family they have a total of 450,000 naira that's coming in, for example, from both the husband and the wife. So that it is up to the two of them to then say this is the amount that is going to feeding, clothing, rent, whatever bills. And instead of leaving it just to the man to allocate the resources, what do you think?
For me, please, can you try and say that again, the last part?
Okay, so I was talking about, sharing their, should I say, the allocating their resources, the money now that comes in into their joint accounts. Like, how do you think they should allocate it? Because I was saying that the two of them should be the ones to allocate it Abi, what do you think about it?
Yes, for me, it should be it should, since it's the both of them. If you have one account, you are both using one account. That means together at the end of the month, you should come together. Even before the money drops, before you both get your salary, come together and say, okay, 10% we are giving to relatives. That means
Okay.
what you are giving my parents should be what you are giving to your parents. It's not that you now say, my own parents should take your own parents, because you are the man, saying that your own parents should take 50,000, while your wife's parents should take 30,000. That one may not work, because it will it may actually turn to maybe a fight or something, disagreement. So, and disagreement will definitely lead to a fight. So if you are saying, okay, to family and friends, we are going to give her 10%, let it be 10%, whether the person is your friend or your wife's friend, it should be the same. So yes, thank you, ma. It should be mutual. Not that you now be saying, oh, because this person is my sister, she's having a challenge, let's give her 200,000.
Yes.
So
Yes, because if the two of them are the ones that are working for the money, the two of them should be the ones that will spend the money together. Not that one person is now the one that's saying this is how the money should be spent.
there should be an agreement. Even before opening that joint account, you should both agree that this is what we are using the money for. I've known some families that they do that for their maybe children education. They do joint
Okay.
account for their children education, children's school fees. So let's say the two of them have agreed that, okay, 40% of our salary goes into this account, and the purpose of this account is for school fees. So most times I think couples should agree from the beginning before opening a joint account. Why are we joining our money
What
together?
is the importance of
Yes,
this
what's the
joint
purpose
account?
of
What
opening
is
a
it?
joint account?
Yeah.
So they should know. Some people, they can join resources together to pay school fees, but there are some people that you must not join resources with them, because they will just they will blow the money up. They will say, ah, there's money. They start dashing family and friends. Some will
Hmm.
even be buying what is unnecessary, just because two people have come together and the money is much, and one person is using that opportunity. So
Okay, so what you said now, about blowing this money off and things like that, is it when it comes to joint accounts? Because I'm not a bank personnel, so I'm not going to know. Is it that they both, or should I let me ask the question this way? Is it that they should both have access to the account, or is it one person has access, or the two of them
the
where
two
they are
of them
co-signatories?
always have access to the accounts now. They both are, and I think they both would sign. But now that we now have ATM, because I'm very sure that they can have access to the ATM. What if the person takes the ATM and go and withdraw the money in the account?
Withdraw all the money.
Except
Hey, that's because that's
they
another
don't take
thing.
a card. That's the only one that I know that I'm not sure about. Probably they can decide. I'm very sure that they can decide to say, okay, we are not having a card. We don't want to have an ATM card. Okay, let's
ATM
use
card.
check. But what if the man is saying, oh, I need this money. We must withdraw this money. I need to send this money. You know how men can be sometimes. And the woman will just
Yes.
say, okay, so that I can rest. You can have it. And the woman signs. And sometimes I also feel that it's not until you put resources together, you put your money together into an account, that you're operating a joint account. It's not compulsory. You may have different accounts and you are still operating joint accounts.
Joint account.
Yes,
Okay. Joint account where they are just the two of them are putting a certain percentage of their money into that particular joint account. Not like the joint account is their sole only account.
yeah, because there are some people that it's just that's the one account that they have in their family. I know people just believe that marriage is oneness, just because to be one with your
Okay.
spouse, two shall become one, and some people decide to go and open accounts and they close all their personal accounts and start operating that with their spouse. Sometimes it can lead to joint wahala.
Okay, so before it will lead to joint wahala, what do you think, will actually, some things definitely will be happening before, it then goes to the joint wahala now that is part of our topic. What is it that the co-signatory, one person is an ace signee, and then the person can sign without the other person, but the B signee cannot sign without the A, things like that? Or is it where they cannot agree on the amount that should be allocated on, different things that they need to do? Or is it a thing where probably the husband, it could even be the wife, say that is an authoritarian? Because I know that there are cases where, the wife could be more strong-headed than the man, so to say, and then the man just wanting peace, might want to just follow through. So what do you think actually causes the issues, especially when it's their only their only account says, now it's not even joint accounts, but that's the only account they both have.
One of the issues that people may have is when one party is, let's say, not fair. When you are not fair, when it comes to sharing of the money, you've agreed that
Mm.
okay, we are just using one account, like you have said, and we have already said okay, 20% will be for feeding, another 20% will be for school fees, 20% will be for family and friends, 20% will be for miscellaneous, another 20% will be for rent, and the 20% for the family, you are not giving your own family 15%, and you are giving your wife 5%, or vice versa. That can actually create problems. Or the money that you've allocated for feeding, you decide to use part of it for maybe for your own personal gain. Probably you use it to buy clothes or something, and you said okay, let's use this for something or for an investment, and you decide to blow it up. Those are the things that can actually cause issues when people are operating joint accounts. When they are not being fair, they are greedy. When you have a greedy spouse, so you can actually have problems.
Okay, so you have basically told us, the don'ts. Don't go behind your partner's